Hello there and good morning. Now this'll upset the Remainers. Jeremy Corbyn has announced that if there were a snap general election and Labour won, he would lead the country out of the EU. The Labour Party leader told The Guardian that if he got into number 10, he would look to renegotiate a better Brexit deal with the European Union, and get this, he reckons he could do this before the deadline of 11 p.m. on the 29th of March 2019. Fat chance. But from what I can gather from what he and his shadow cabinet colleagues are saying and have been saying, they want some sort of permanent customs union with the EU that keeps them outside of EU control but allows them to also somehow sit at the table to help forge EU trade policy while the UK goes off and makes its own trade deals. The Labour position also seems to be that they can forge a customs union deal with the EU that will also allow utility companies to be nationalised in the UK when EU state aid rules forbid it. I would say good luck with all of that, but it's not luck they would need, it would take a rather large and powerful magic wand. Also, Corbyn told The Guardian that he would prefer to follow this path rather than have a referendum, even though just about all of his MPs are clamouring for one. Looks like the Remainers have been backing the wrong horse, doesn't it? But this also shows how utterly unelectable Labour really is. This delusional patchwork of aspirations of the Labour shadow team that fly in the face of EU rules demonstrates how out of touch with reality they are. Should this shower get into government, within days we'd see a massive split right across the Labour Party. Then Corbyn would find that, with the clock fast running down to a full WTO Brexit and no dice from the EU, he would be forced to conclude that there was no time for a referendum, and a WTO exit would not be available to him because he is already on record as saying that Labour will absolutely oppose a no-deal exit from the EU. He would then be forced to go cap in hand to the EU to ask for an extension of the Article 50 process to give time to renegotiate terms. The EU will give him a list of extremely onerous demands to be agreed prior to that, to which Corbyn will be forced to say no. The EU may indeed just refuse and tell him to use the Article 50 revocation power the ECJ recently gave us. With no Article 50 extension and a WTO he has already ruled out looming over him, he would be forced into giving Parliament the choice between WTO and unilaterally revoking Article 50, so reversing Brexit entirely, with the excuse that it would only be temporary, etc, etc, etc. Now, if you've watched my last few videos, you will see a pattern emerging here. And that pattern is that all roads lead to a situation where the MPs in the House of Commons will almost certainly, sometime in March, be told to make a choice between a WTO Brexit or reversing Brexit altogether, telling us it is temporary to renegotiate or hold another referendum. The Remain campaign that has fought a rearguard action against the democratic will of the people who voted to leave the EU in June 2016 has, by not accepting democracy, forced this situation. A situation that could split parties and the country in the most nasty fashion. Anyway, what do you think? Please leave a comment below and thank you for watching.